The U.S. military draft. Yesterday, June the 14th, 2024, the House of Representatives passed a defense bill that will automatically register young men ages 18 through 26 for the U.S. draft. So if you or somebody you know is between those ages of 18 and 26, men or women, we're going to be covering that in this video as well. You're probably going to want to see this video. I'm going to be covering the details for you of what it was that unfolded. And I've actually been sharing this with you for quite some time, as we heard back in November that there were rumors that the U.S. draft would need to come back. And that was because we had heard that if we were to enter into a war, or right now potentially World War III, that we currently have 1/10 of the reserves that we had over 50 years ago when we had the last draft in place. And currently, in 2023, numbers have come out that the U.S. Army has had a shortfall of its goals by 23%. The U.S. Navy has had a shortfall of 20%. The U.S. Air Force of 10%, and the U.S. Marines are the only ones that have met their goals for recruits. Now, in addition to that, as I mentioned, this is 1/10 of what it was just 50 years ago. So we're going to...
Russia is on the back foot at the moment after the US gave permission for US weapons to be used inside Russia against Russian facilities that were targeting Kharkiv.
Shalom, shalom, Yasharala. All praises and glory goes to Yahweh. By Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Salutations to the elect men feeding the sheep of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, in sincerity and truth, man. With this gospel coming out of our Bible, the only thing giving us warning on earth, man, because it's damn sure that the people in the media ain't giving you no warning, right? The people in the media, they're more worried about what's going on in the celebrities' lives. Right, they're more worried about what's going on in the entertainment world than what's going around than what's happening around the American borders, right? Because America's about to be in the worst times that it has ever been. Why you think all the riches are being pulled from this place? All the business are leaving because this place is about to become a battlefield, right? You have Battlefield Los Angeles, if I'm not mistaken, a movie. So Esau already let you know America's gonna be ground zero, #1 for war very soon. Very soon, right? It says you got what? 4 Russian troops. Let me see. It says here what Russian warships in Cuba are capable of. Because why you got 4 Russian ships, what, in Cuba, right off the shores of Florida, right off the shores of Florida. It says 4 Russian ships stationed at Havana Harbor, right, not too far from Miami, the Bahamas. Right, they getting closer and closer to where America, Babylon the Great. Right, because everything is moving towards what? Conflict. It says, here's what the Russian warships in Cuba are capable of. You got one ship, it's warship capable of launching various missiles, including Onyx anti-ship missiles. You got another nuclear-powered submarine, right? It says it can operate underwater for extended periods of time, often doesn't need to be refueled, can also launch missiles. Right, you got oil tankers, transport and supply large quantities of fuel and oil. In other words, they're here to stay. You got towing and emergency support for ships. Yeah, they came here on business. Right, one thing we're noticing about the Russian people, Russian president, he's doing business, right? He already got his people set up in Africa. They done kicked out the French, they done kicked out the Americans from Burkina Faso to Niger, right? All these different countries. It's not looking good for America. Read the book of 2nd Ezra 16. Let's start at 1. It reads, "Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia, and woe to thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up thy loins, gird up yourselves with cloth of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorrowful, for your destruction is at hand." Right? Your destruction is at hand. Main place is what? Babylon the Great, America. Right? And it's also known as Egypt, Syria. Right? What's about to happen in this place? The destruction. The destruction says, gird up yourselves with cloth and sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? Right? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May a man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may one quench the fire in a stubble? In stubble, when it hath begun to burn, may one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? Right? The Lord's sending these plagues and sending these warships to America, and they're not going home. Right? It's going to be more ships popping up. Pretty soon you're going to see Asian, Chinese ships. You're going to see Persian ships. North Korean ships. Right? Shit, it says even the whole Britain going to fire on her mother. Right? So America's going to do something, or the whole earth is going to turn on her ass. That's why the scriptures, it says what? This is the book of 2nd Ezra 16 and 17. It reads, woe is me. Woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? Right? The beginnings of sorrows and great mournings. Right? They're telling you your children's about to be fucking drafted to go to fight a war that they had nothing to do with. Right? This white boy, he's starting wars and sending poor motherfuckers to go fight his wars while his children go hide somewhere. Right? The crackers is hiding. They building bunkers. They about to go hide while they starting wars on earth. Right? It says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, at the beginning of wars. And the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, the famines and plagues, tribulation, anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of scourges. Right? The things written for our time were written for our learning. So man, you already got to put in your mind, these motherfuckers ain't gonna turn from their wicked ways. Even after destruction, they ain't gonna turn. So that's why I'm looking at motherfuckers as an enemy. As an enemy. When the system collapses, you fuck with me, you're fucked. Right? You fuck with certain men of the Lord, you're in trouble, because we're not moving. We ain't gonna be moving like a fucking Christian. Right? We gonna be moving on a survival mode. Right? Ain't no time to no conversate. The days of conversating is over. Even in the Bible it said there's a time and a season for everything. Right now we talking. Pretty soon there ain't gonna be no fucking talking with a motherfucker. Motherfucker get out of pocket, his ass is gonna be in the afterlife. Right? It says, behold, famine, plagues, tribulation, anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Right? Because a fucking wicked motherfucker gonna be wicked. The Bible said the wicked gonna do wickedly, and none of the wicked gonna understand. So we're waiting for the destruction of wicked men. Right? The end of wicked, filthy men, so righteousness could be in and take over the earth through Yahweh Shai, through Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And there's nothing you can do to stop what's coming. There's nothing you can do to stop what's coming. It's called fucking World War III. World War III, and this war is going to be fought with fire. Right? It tells you the old wars was fought with swords, motherfuckers yelling and bleeding. This one's going to be fought with fuels of fire. Right? With fire, the Lord said He's going to plead with all flesh. Right? 2nd Ezra 9 and 5, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, the end is manifest. And you can see clearly that we're at the end. Right? I went to the store the other day. I'm talking to an Edomite looking woman. Could have been a Jake. But she's damn near in her 70s and her 80s, still working, showing you we're in hell. This is hell here in America, even for the so-called white people. Woman damn near 70 years old, still working. But what was our conversation about? How we're living at the end. And then, you know, she went far off talking about the rapture. But she said, you believe in God? Right? These Edomites be looking at us like we're just filthy people. We don't believe in the Lord when we are the Lord's chosen people. We are the Lord's chosen people. But the one thing I noticed that even this, how can I say, older Edomite woman could see that all hell's about to break loose. When I told her that the Saudi Arabians no longer signed that deal with the petrodollar, she said, what? Oh, we're in trouble. That's what she said. We're in big trouble. Showing you that. But you can't talk to a young motherfucker. These young, stupid, retarded, special ed motherfuckers, ain't nothing to talk to them about. In the time when all hell break loose, they gonna be a fucking threat. So you gotta deal accordingly with these people. Right? That's why it says prepare for war. Right? As a matter of fact, let's get that verse. It's the book of Joel 3 verse. Let's start at 9. It says, proclaim ye This among the Gentiles prepare war. Yeah, prepare for world war. Prepare for civil war, financial war, culture war, right? Race wars, block wars, city wars, building wars. You got them big ass project buildings. They gonna block the whole neighborhood off. Y'all just gonna be stuck in them fucking buildings to 1,000 motherfuckers, and y'all gonna kill each other. It's gonna be a free fall. Motherfuckers gonna be going through that looking for, you know what, pussy, food, and water, and resources. Water and food and pussy. That's the future you coming to, right? Men's hearts failing for what the evils and the destruction that's coming. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Yeah, forget about fixing the roads, forget about agriculture, and forget about cultivating the land and bringing food to feed the people. We're preparing for what? War. That's why they're drafting. That's why they done pass a bill to draft without your permission. They just gonna come knock on your door. Where's that little young motherfucker, 18 to 26? Go get his ass. Oh, you got a daughter too? Go grab her ass. Let's go. They gonna put a outfit on you and a gun in your hand and send you to die.